is it that you as a salesperson should be looking for the opportunity to give a presentation every chance you get? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California, on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you and your presentation. And I see this happen a lot. I see salespeople talk a big game. I'm a closer, I'm a boss, I make all the money. And then when it comes down to their opportunity to go give a sales presentation, like, I don't want to do it, right? And so I see salespeople fall for this trick, this shenanigan mentally, and they create their own self-sabotage, and it hurts. So sometimes it'll be like somebody calls in and they say, hey, look, I want to get some information over the phone. And the salesperson goes, nope, we don't do it. Well, okay. Well, isn't it your job as a salesperson to sell that appointment, to be in front of the buyer? Isn't it your job as a salesperson to maintain all modes of communication, whether it's just auditory over the phone, whether it's visual, either through like a Zoom or a GoToMeeting or face-to-face? Isn't that your job? Isn't that your responsibility? Isn't that what makes you better than the next guy? And I'll see salespeople, they'll have the opportunity. They have the potential buyer, and I'm saying potential. I'm not saying that this is the perfect person for them. I'm not saying it's the right buyer for them. But instead of them investigating a couple more minutes or asking a couple of discovery questions, they bounce out. They're like, I don't do that. Like, I'm done. I'm out. I don't do it. And I look at it, why not? And they really can't give me an answer. And really what it comes down to is comfort zones. Comfort zones, right? There's a lot of salespeople who think that the only way that I can close deals is face-to-face. Like, I have to have that person right there. And I gotta let you know, I help salespeople over the phone close deals frequently. I've sold millions of dollars of heating, air conditioning equipment, plumbing, other items over the phone and close deals. And like sometimes people will say, well, how is it it's so easy for you to close over the phone? It's like, because I had to learn how to do it. And that's the thing, for you too, you have to learn how to do it as well. So I'm encouraging you. I'm going to say, hey, look, the next time that you pick up the phone or somebody sends something to you on the internet, chat, however they do it, where it's not your normal mode of communication, and maybe that you're really good face-to-face, like, think of a way to, like, how do I wean myself off of having to be face-to-face and looking at the person just like this? What's another way that I can get better? So I'm going to say, what if you said, hey, look, why don't we do this? Let's get on Skype, right? You can wean yourself into just talking over the phone. Why don't we do this? Let's get on Skype and we can have a conversation, right? That way you can see the person, you can hear the person, you can see all their body language, you can see how close you are, how far away you are, and then once you get really good at doing stuff over Skype or Zoom or GoToMeeting, however you want to do it, then say, okay, why don't we just jump on the phone? And then, like, once you're done with that, why don't we just do some text messaging or some Snapchat or some WhatsApp? I don't know. There's tons of different ways for you to do this. But I'm going to promise you something. If you're stuck with one modality of having the ability to close sales and somebody else has three, who's the better person? Right? I mean, this is just simple logic at this point. If somebody else can close over the phone, face-to-face, or through Skype, or whatever means possible, I'm just going to have to say it. They're a better salesperson than you. And you're going to have some hurt feelings and go, I need to up my sales skills, my sales strategy, my sales tactics, and learn how to sell that appointment. Learn how to sell, like, why don't we get on the phone? Learn how to sell, why don't we get on Skype? Instead of saying, look, I can't close that deal. I can't close that deal. Well, why not? Because it's uncomfortable. Well, if you want to be a closer, which is a fantastic position to be in, if you want to be a performer in the world of sales, you have to do what other salespeople are and let them be uncomfortable. Like, you should be happy if there's 20 salespeople where you work and you are the only person who's willing to pick up the phone, to text message a client, to use Skype, WhatsApp, whatever, like face-to-face, whatever way possible, that makes you a better person. Makes you a better person. So I'm just going to let you know, you want to be a better salesperson, be willing at the drop of the hat to give a presentation. And I know salespeople are like, well, that's not what I do. I'm like, exactly. That is going to separate the men from the boys from the girls, whatever phrase you want to use, the Joes from the pros, the salesperson from the closer. Be willing to give that presentation. Be willing to say, hey, look, okay, it's not my perfect scenario. I'd rather be face-to-face, but let's do it this way. How about this? Let's get on Skype. The person says no. How about this? Let's get on a GoToMeeting. Nope, not going to happen. Oh, how about this? Let's just text. Okay, well, that will work, right? It's not always perfect. Sometimes it's your job to figure out a way to sell that client on the way to give a better presentation. All right? So there you go. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says Scott Bell Consultant sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.